Welcome.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the
Yes.
DevKami episode of 179, and I'm
Yep.
Chileong.
And I'm swimming, so I'm actually, believe it or not, setting up the link with the share later. Where is Tristan? We might ask. Well, the short answer is actually a company event. So most of us actually do have plan other than just work. As a result, yeah. So we have plan. Okay. So yeah. So
Let's start news.
I'm going to start with the news. Okay, I'm going to start with the news first.
With a sad one.
What's the sad news?
The one you're sharing.
Oh, correct. So Gaotim is actually one of the, well, we will consider that, we'll consider them a successful startup in a way, but despite their funding, they have been closing down very soon. So Gaotim, as most people would know, is actually a marketplace for services. So think about your aircon service person, your cleaner, and all that. So they're closing down because of pressure from COVID, among anything. So they don't last. So on July they'll close they'll close for real. So and now I do not know what's the alternative of this service. But that being said, there is the alternative nowadays is the phone call and mouth to mouth, but it is what it is lah. So, well, I hope these guys, I hope the developers will get new jobs and all that. So yeah, tough market nowadays, but it is what it is. Anything to add? If not, I'm going to move on.
Yeah, it's not easy lah.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's nowadays most startup actually.
You being responsible for so many people as well.
Correct, precisely. So so the next one is DigitalOcean had acquired Dimbella, and now they are had a new offering called Functions. It's the serverless platform. So you can sign up now. Okay, so first I do not. It's the user pitch. It's the user pitch for a serverless platform. So pay as you go, scale automatically deploy. It can serve long-running server and on-demand function. It had integration with managed databases. Again, things that serverless frame pitch for a long time. Then test the function, and support for common languages. So it's a standard stuff, but we have alternative other than the big.
I'm not really a DigitalOcean user. Do they have a pre-existing platform?
Not that I know of. Let's look at pricing. Started for free, typical. It's comparable to Lambda on AWS because there is the price point they have to fight with, right? It support Node, Python, Go, and React. Now this is actually the sample application, but apparently they support PHP. That how I do not know yet. So there are computer. So this is actually the platform that is supported by DigitalOcean. Kubernetes, Droplets is their VPS services, object storage. So they have most of the thing. In fact, I believe even Linode have part of this thing already. So probably not as extensive as Amazon.
They try to be. It's a hard balance to strike because they try to be lean, but while try to provide a feature-rich functionality.
Correct. So one of the selling point of using these VPSs is you're in control in a lot of way, and even though AWS will claim that they will do things for you, but they will do things for you their way. right? So as a result, you may have to fight the platform, whereas platform VPS provider like DigitalOcean and Linode, what they provide is a Linux machine. Do whatever you want. They only provide network connectivity, and that's about it. So with this, I hope they don't go into full Amazon. We have complex with all the complexity, because there is people that want to get away from it while providing the convenience of these services. And I, for one, looking forward to all this. So what do you think? Are you trying?
No, not really.
Yeah.
We're trying to go cloud these days, like AWS and stuff. But
Yes.
recently we've been trying out even for self-hosting one, the OpenFast,
Yep.
the function as a service on Kubernetes.
It's painful,
So
right?
it's
So yeah,
it's not something that I
envy.
expect.
Yeah.
It's usually silly. We need a workflow engine.
Yep.
So we are testing out Airflow.
Yep.
You know about Apache Airflow, right?
Yep. Correct.
Yeah. Then we discovered that we need to provide some functions, workers, right? So
Yes.
one of the easy way to do it is that like similar to Unix commands, we pipe it lah. Pipe it means a
Yep.
function lah. So then I try out OpenFast.
Yep.
Then I discovered that you can deploy to OpenFast without having to check. We have to commit the code and push and stuff. Then I need a CI/CD with that, right?
Yep.
Then I ended up having to deploy Argo CD.
I know the feeling.
Just because the original thing that I need to use is just
Yep.
Airflow.
Yes. So yeah, so cloud services, unfortunately, it's how I would say it. It's Kafkaesque. I would call it Kafkaesque, right? It's for procedures, it's have their own thing. You work within their own rules, but the catch is, you may ends up creating something of your own that is as Kafkaesque as what they provide. So yeah. So yeah lah. New thing. Try it if we need to. In fact, we have a long holiday this weekend. We had so it's Agung's birthday, so 3 days holiday. Maybe you can try with this and tell us what you think about this. So yeah.
But
Oh.
About what?
Yes.
About the holiday.
Oh, the holiday. Use the holiday to actually try this platform and see whether it works for you.
Yeah, try it out. And
So-
I was gonna get on here and talk about your experience. Feel free to call.
Correct. Wait, I'm actually adding something now.
What else do we have?
Next one on my list is actually we had this power supply, ATX power supply. They are to 250 watts. It's small. It's as small as your phone. Is it enough to power a modern day PC, or it's something else? Oh, interesting. The page
250 is pretty big. It's
pretty
the
big,
one
right?
of the form factor that I looked into. I forgot what it's called. The smaller form factor is around 250 watts.
Right. So yeah, so this is powerful and small size, very cool for content makers, for PC makers like us. Yeah, looking forward to it. I don't know what to do with this, but no, I need a new PC. But
It's good
Yeah,
to
man,
have.
maybe.
It's good actually to have smaller PSU alternative, because actually the smaller one I can get is actually mine busted early this year.
Yep.
So I had to get a replacement, and it's funny that I don't need that much, but
Right.
apparently it's more cost efficient to get the bigger one, because even the salesperson say it's actually cheaper to get a one with a bigger power supply.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't need it.
Yes.
So they are markets for this.
Yeah, but big power. The reason why you want big power is really because that it's really because you want to save. You want to make place. You want to make place for you to. You want to make place for you to add more components. Usually just mean next generation GPUs and whatnot.
Yeah, but unless you're into those overclocking and stuff, most likely it's
you do not need it.
PSU out there are overkill.
Correct. So yeah, next thing on our list is Broadcom. Interesting deal because Broadcom buy VMware for $61 billion. It's a very different business. Broadcom primarily known for their chipset, so they're making hardware for phones, your routers, your Wi-Fi. They are known for their wireless chipset, so which is why this is actually very weird. Because VMware used to belong to Dell, but Dell actually spun out VMware out of the company. So Dell bought VMware, then they spin it out. So yeah, it's interesting. I do not know what they want to use it for.
I don't know what to put into this. Just I'm interested to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, maybe it just means that they try to diversify to new business. That's about it, really. And finally, Pycon Malaysia is not a camp. I think it's only around 80 people, I believe. This is the actual website. I'm so sorry. 80 people. So it's a small camp in a hotel in Sabah. So mostly this is about writing code. I hope it works. With this price, you actually get a room shared or the whole room, and yeah, but the detail only comes much later. So yeah, I didn't organize this. This is actually it's the second conference that I did, Pycon Malaysia conference that I did not organize. So yeah, I do not have the detail for you guys either. I just know that the event exists. So anything to think about? If not, I'm going to close it and start with your misadventure. So
I'm gonna talk about that.
So okay, you tell your D&D gang already lah, to be honest, right? You tell your D&D gang anyway. So you had a 3D printer, right?
Try to print minis.
Yes. Try to print right now. Not yet, right?
Oh, I tried to print right now. Let me bring it out. I actually tried to print right now. Wait. Let me bring it.
Yes. So the Chilang bought a 3D printer so that he can actually improve the experience of his gaming group. Which is actually very cool. So to do that by actually printing out characters.
I learned it the hard way, which is I'm still a pity.
Yep.
I'm just 1 week into it, so I don't know how to do support. So it ended up right now being fused with the support, and it looked like a piece of stick.
Yep. It happens. Trust me, it happens.
So I learned how to do proper. You can see inside their texture. It's just being wrapped by the support. So now I learned how to tweak the support to not make a cocoon out of it.
Yes. Because 3D printer is about plastic, right? So if you're not careful, everything not together.
It's a bunny warrior.
Yes.
So I've been trying to do. It's actually this way. What happened is that I've been trying to do this TRPG stuff.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not for everyone. If the theater is mine, so it's actually to cater for the board game group, the existing. They are more into visuals and number crunching. So planning to print minis for this war game like kind of games. I basically call miniature games as war game because it's just about killing stuff.
Yeah, because it is war game. So there is an evolution because traditionally war games is about printing miniature soldiers and
war game is what influenced D&D, original D&D in the first
correct.
place.
So first thing that people imagine about is about war, and those days is actually team because you can actually mold team reasonably easier. Though I think I could also imagine that it's a bit toxic as well if not careful. Then it evolved into fantasy world a bit later. Actually, it's also a bit further long after Lord of the Rings actually. So
most of the actually high fantasy Lord of the Rings is like the high fantasy
base lah. Yeah,
the base lah. Yeah, the foundation for high fantasy.
Correct. Of course, it's not fully based on Lord of the Ring. It's based on Lord of the Ring, but they have their own modification and all that.
Because it's actually because of copyright reasons.
Yeah, correct. They have to
it's still
which
pretty
is a
much,
good thing.
or is the all this actually goes back to Lord of the Rings still.
Correct. And as it turns out, there's a whole hacker story about so one origin of the hacker movement is thanks to the subculture within the D&D world. Where so the easiest thing to calculating is a computer. So they put in a computer, they have text-based game, so you had a whole subculture, but that's not the story today. That's not the story today. The story today is what's the spec of your 3D printer and what do you think about it?
It's a Delta printer.
Yeah.
Because the friend actually has a Cartesian, and I heard that Delta just look nice, like very sci-fi-ish.
Yes.
So it's a sitting at the side of the corner, so it's actually very very tall. So I've been trying to fix it, and that's the misadventure came from.
Yeah.
So, I'm being itchy hand. It actually worked out of the box. I'm just not satisfied with a certain. It's just like given the computer, you went in and install Linux on it. That's what I did. I installed Clipper. Clipper is actually a meta firmware. That it's actually everything's. Normally, firmware is that you set the parameter in the firmware, you compile and flash it, right?
Yep.
So what a Clipper does is that it doesn't actually compile onto the firmware. Is that when it boots, it will actually check the basically in this case via USB. You check the USB port and try to read the config from a file.
Right.
So I get to tweak it on the fly. So I screw it up. I destroyed my heater bed.
Yep.
And I thought I destroyed my nozzle, so I went to try to disassemble it. I screwed up the screw, so I had to replace the whole heat block. And then turned out it still doesn't work. Turned out it's actually the extruder that is blocked. I took out the extruder. It's not the extruder. It's actually the extruder part with the Bowden tube, and it's entangled. It's actually entangled inside the Bowden tube.
Right.
So with a hand furniture. Just now it prints, but apparently the back leveling is still off, so stop it.
Yep.
That's about it. The reason is that using a FDM is that I don't want to deal with the chemical stuff resin. Resin actually looks nicer, but
resin will actually guarantee to have better detail.
Yeah, because it's printing based on the LCD screen. So if you have an 8K LCD screen, you can have a 8K resolution print. But definitely very impressive. But I have no easy way to dispose.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, the liquid and all that. So it can be messy.
The smell.
Correct. Though your 3D printer is also toxic as fuck because those things will have microplastic, so your lung now is full of it. Congratulations.
No. Let me show you. There's a air purifier next to it.
Okay. Fine. So my misadventure soon for my long holiday is this guy. So this is actually a waterproof, unlike the usual cheap one that you get. Okay, it's not too expensive. I try to get the link later. This is ceramic, so it's not as corrosive. The catch is this is like okay, this is 20 ringgit, close to 20 ringgit, but your metal probe is 5 ringgit. But why this over metal probe? Because the metal probe is corrosive, meaning it's metal, it will rust. This one more rust proof, so you can actually use this to actually read the soil moisture.
C++ is a Fukan.
Yes.
Had too much of that conversation recently.
Yes. More of that later.
Yeah.
So yeah. Capacitive moisture sensor. So this one is analog, so we can play with level. Then another one I have is this guy. I didn't open it yet. I wonder if you can read the text. You can't read the text. I can't read the text. It's a VOC sensor. It's this small, the size of my fingernail. But this one,
so you're gonna build air quality detection.
Yeah, but this one only works for volatile gas. So you're talking about your hydrogen, your carbon monoxide, your unburned hydrocarbon. So it's also unsoldered, so I need to solder it over the weekend. So if my neighbor cooked like crazy, it will detect it, but it will not detect what. If you fart on it, it will detect it. And in my case, it's also interesting because my house is my housing area is next to a septic pool.
Oh, okay.
So I do not know how long this lasts.
I have this as well. You spied out when the downstairs is actually the SSF factory.
Yeah.
You know, the furniture factory is literally opposite.
Yes.
So this one has it as well, but it's just that I can't interface with it.
Yeah. So why I'm interested in this? Well, two reasons. One is I'm interfacing with this guy. I'm interfacing with this one, which I barely flash with the Arduino code to test. But the catch is this sensor, it does not do PM. So it's not very useful for haze.
But you already have one previously, right? The honey one?
I'm going to, yeah, correct. So I was planning to combine this one and the PM sensor together to have a pretty comprehensive-ish lab. But in this case, for the volatile sensors, I don't care too much about the type, but rather how bad is the air is. Because I got a feeling that I might have ruined that PM sensor because I blow the dust in the wrong place. And that thing depends on laser to read.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, on the other hand, there is better sensor that can detect types of gases, but that one is 150 ringgit, and this one is 20 ringgit. Let me get it from Citron. Let me pull it from Citron website.
I would say the shout out to Citron for not sponsoring. Their shipping are very fast.
Yeah, their shipping are very fast. I bought it just 2 days back actually. They're packed yesterday and I get it today.
Yeah.
So let me share screen. I'm going to share my tab. I have the founder and head of the company with me, so as a friend and all that, but they did not sponsor me. It's just that they are the closest hardware store that I actually can order stuff with. So Citron do have their own. So this one is at 44 ringgit compared to the one that I really dream of, but too expensive for me at this time. This one. So this one can read multi-channel because I got 4 sensors here. That one only have 1 channel, so it does not differentiate. So it stings. It's like human. It stings, and that's about it, right? And for my little project with Avatar and all that, it's good enough. And then why the hell I go here? So this one, it does not differentiate. It got only 1 sensor, and according to spec, it does not differentiate. So for example, it stings either because you're drunk or you use Clorox to clean up something. But it does not differentiate, okay? So, yeah, no? It's like our nose. It stings, and that's it.
Yeah. You don't know what it is.
Yeah. Then, of course, the next one is actually the capacitive sensor, 29 ringgit. It's the Cytron have their own one, but they run out of stock. So, which is why I buy another one. So this one do by capacitive change. So it can reduce corrosion as a result. Amplifier. So people use this to actually use this to control the water to water their plant and all that with a water pump. So yeah, I want this for this reason. So the one I thought about, this is the resistive one. This one rusts very easily. I know I used that in Sina project, so it died very soon. This one lasts longer. It tells you how wet the soil is. So too much, too little, and all that.
Yeah, indoor. I remember reading that having indoor soil also is bad for you if you have too much, because of soil they have a bait for bacteria.
Correct. So those things have full of bacteria, which is why that if you're not careful about cutting yourself, you cut yourself, you may get some bacteria, nasty bacteria that will actually eat your body part. You will cut yourself on the soil, and also soil is where you get things like anthrax, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't.
Anthrax
get
is everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's not activated.
Correct. So yeah, yeah, I can play with this. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. Originally, I want to build robot, but robot is a bit okay. I spent too much money for the past few months, so I thought of getting 4 servos, then print some leg with either I might go to the Fab Lab or somewhere else, or even ask Chilion once he fixes his printer.
No, I fix it.
Legs.
It prints now.
Okay. So I want to
just
print
before
legs.
the show. That's why I'm on and off.
Yeah. I do not know what I want to do with that other than make a cute robot. So let's see. I don't have that.
Just send the file to me and
correct. I don't have. As usual, I don't have a plan, but
the good thing is that they print really fast.
Yep, that's the point of using a tripod-based printer. It's fast.
Delta. It's called a Delta.
It's a Delta printer, correct? Because we use a wrap. Let me add the link later. It's called Delta printer. I'm going to share.
One is called XY actually.
Yeah, XY printer, correct.
Called XY.
Chrome tab. So this is called a Delta printer. Because it's print in Delta shape. Yeah, high quality and all that. It used to be very expensive.
No, the problem is that it can print fast, but if you try to print slow and quality, you need to tweak it. That's why I've been tweaking it.
Correct. So this is called a Delta printer. A webster is called XY printer.
Core X. No, it's a Core X5 and then a normal Cartesian. Cartesian with where the bait is moving. Cartesian printer.
Yeah. So this is the one that we're more familiar with about 3D printers.
Yeah, remember it's Core XY.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the types Cartesian, Core XY, and more.
Yep.
So
then
let's go through it.
Yep. So 3D printers. 3D printer essentially they just melt plastic. It's a glorified glue gun.
Yeah, really.
In a way.
Like this one in the picture is that the bait only does the Z level. This is a Core XY. The print head actually move on the X and Y axis. These are the wrap on wrap and also Boron and stuff.
Correct. So then you also have Then you also have the moving bed one. That is for
this
Cartesian. Because they can do wire. Oh, Pro is cheaper.
This one is that the bait move.
Yep.
The bait move on the, I don't even know what y axis, y and z.
Yep. Correct.
Core XY actually print pretty fast, but normally they are very expensive.
Yes, precisely. Then print. So you want large print area so they can print more stuff. So because I have a small printer,
and they can print very hot as well.
Correct.
So
correct.
Different materials.
You want that. I mean, you want that up to a level.
Yeah, you see the cons is energy inefficient.
Correct. And also, if you melt it too much, the plastic may bend and all that. So you need to be. It's a lot of tweaking, right?
Yeah,
it's a lot of tweaking.
To print well, it's a lot of tweaking. To print is actually easy.
Correct.
So mine is a Delta. The good thing about Delta is that it's fun to watch. It's very sci-fi like.
Correct. So imagine the Protoss printing their stuff before they start mission. It's like that, except they're printing stuff.
Yeah. Normally they are very small build surface and they take a lot of space because and very hard to upgrade lah. Yeah, it's valid.
Correct. So it depends on what you want to do with the printer. For Qiliang, Delta is awesome. Let's say you want to make a
I just want to try it out.
Yeah, I know. If you want to build more things, you should get something with a bigger surface and a heating bed.
I just want to print more stuff.
Correct. So I probably won't use Qiliang's printer to print, let's say, a phone case.
Oh, phone case is good. It's good enough.
Oh,
it's just possible. That I cannot print. I cannot print a headphone stand.
Yeah. So certain thing is anything the size of your hand. Any thing the size of the arm fist, right? Roughly.
No, it's around this lah.
Yeah. Okay, so
the size of the camera.
Yeah. So, but even that is actually a bit of a challenge for most printer. Which goes to one of the interesting thing I told someone before. The reason why 3D printer doesn't take off as most nerds thing is because people do not want to tweak things or make things, right? Because
gradually they are actually gradually maturing the self-calibrating one, which they often the technology that you use is they use LiDAR to compare the quality with.
Yep.
You know, right now the about 3D printer is that the problem is that there's no feedback.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So the newer ones they use LiDAR to do calibration.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So but it's still pretty, I would say it's still a few years away. But it's already here.
Yes. But okay, cool. But
and actually not so expensive also.
How much is it nowadays?
Still within 5,000 ringgit.
Okay, so you want to set up.
I would consider it's consumer grade already.
Okay.
But it's much more expensive than the one we are playing with. It's often with less than 2,000 or even less than. You can get a really good one for less than 1,000, but you need to do a lot of tweaking.
Yeah, typical. How fast does it print nowadays?
Which one?
The printer you described.
I described?
Because nowadays, if you go to 3D
it's just that they have a feedback that they do calibration afterwards. It's fast is that depending on the mechanism lah. So printers these days are pretty fast. Like you can easily go into 100. I think the benchmark is that 150 mm per second is pretty achievable, which is pretty fast.
Yep.
So you have a printer, ma?
Yeah, I need to fix it because it's gathering dust for what, and also a bit small size. It's the size of a books or so.
What was the model again? Because initially you were sharing it with me, right?
Yeah. It's oh my goodness, I forget the name. The company Venbus. So the company Venbus is a small 3D printer.
The good news is that a lot of these they are based on the control panel. So because of wrap, most of the boards they are similar lah.
Correct, similar.
And
but
if you have the boards, you have the boards, you can have your firmware that support it, but you just have to recalibrate all the components on it.
Correct. So in theory, yes. So
as long
that's
as
the
it's
mess
not
of
proprietary.
that's the mess of the printer that I have. It's proprietary. It's very proprietary. The board. People need to find the board. So, and also it does not have heat bed. So as a result, there's a lot of error. There's a lot of errors. So it's very easy
hard
to have
stick,
error.
but easily fixable lah.
Yeah, correct. So there's mod, but unfortunately, because it's a proprietary printer, and they are not the most special printer once they come out, because there's multiple other people with more tunable and moddable small size printer. So they just went up fashion really fast. So as a 3D printer, it's a bit sucks lah, put it this way. But it's interesting because I learned about 3D printing. It's fun. It's actually
a lot
fun.
of tweaking, a lot of patience.
Yeah, because even though the printer that I have, it are claim to be newbie friendly, but it does not get things right easily.
What I learned over the years is that if we still struggle with paper printer, or water machine, or coffee machine, 3D printer is not gonna be easy.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, if we still struggle
anything with a mechanical printer, mechanical part is not easy lah.
And nowadays, we know how to fix it ourselves lah.
Correct. In fact, nowadays, for anything with the same print size, there is online a claim to have it for 300 ringgit, same size that I have. I really doubt.
There are some really good ones that for less than 1,700. There's one model that is recommended by Reddit on the first lah.
Yeah.
But it's just that I'm too lazy to do tweaking, but ended up I'm having to tweak everything because it's the hands is too itchy.
Yes. Just know that please don't get the 300 ringgit. I don't think the 300 ringgit one is good, to be honest.
You know what influenced me is that I was browsing Citron for, I don't know what, I was trying to buy some parts. Yeah. Then I saw a 3D printing.
Yes. They have 3D
printers. Then I start to study about it.
Yeah. 3D printer is interesting as a hobby. Maybe it can be something interesting now, but
but to get it productive is not easy.
Correct. Oh, Creality is like 800 ringgit now. Damn.
Creality is according to a lot of people, is the best learner machine.
Yep.
You know what that means, right? It's basically you have to fix everything yourself.
Yes, correct.
But the good thing is that they are based off open platform, and the community is active. So I actually learned how to tweak Creality first. I didn't own it, but I learned how to do it to learn all the mechanism and stuff.
Yep.
At least the community is very active.
Yes. My biggest problem with 3D printer is I don't have space, and that's about it really. I don't have place at home. So I can put it on. I'm not going to.
You need air circulation as well.
Correct, precisely. As I say, otherwise my body will full of microplastic. So
we already full of microplastic.
Yeah, we just have more microplastic.
You just have more.
Yes. Then what other thing we have other 3D modeling? Laser. Did I show this? Oh, I showed the wrong page.
You showed the wrong one. Laser one is other, then the metal one.
Yeah.
Another types is resin. Resin are very good for miniature.
Correct. Because
it's
it can.
Cheap, yeah. Because how it works is that you use the UV resin, so it solidify with UV light. So you have a LCD board that emits UV light, so the thick shapes.
Yes.
And your resolution of print actually depends on the resolution of the screen. This is awesome.
So this is the one that offered by Citron.
Yeah.
So this is the one here. They're out of stock, but oh my god, 900 ringgit.
Resin printer are very cheap, actually.
Really interesting.
Yeah, but you have to deal. If you get one, I have a lot of things I want to print. I just want to deal with the byproduct.
Yeah, I don't have place to put this. I don't know how to dump this.
And also, like it's gonna smell as well.
Correct.
You know how resin smell, right? Even if you finish, I actually bought a lot of resin products, even like dyes and miniature and stuff. They still smell after I cut them.
Right.
I even have a pen that is custard from resin, and it still smell until today.
Right. So, those that's provided by Lazada and all that, I doubt that they are good unless you're willing to double check everything.
The why going forward is that for me is that I go to Reddit and check the 3D printer buying guide of the month.
Yeah. Correct. So 3D printer buying guide, Reddit, right?
Just Reddit. Yeah, it's gonna be pinned on top. So you go to the subreddit and purchase advice. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you just go through like you see this. See, you don't even need to read everything. Go up.
Yeah.
And the first sentence actually, last month, see post, by whom, which can you found here. Here, you just click here. Another.
Wait, it opened a new tab. So
then it's just
finding it.
Wait, no, not this. There's a list actually. Is this the first link or the second link? The second link one is
first link.
Second link is the one that is very, very good.
Okay. Second link.
No, this one found here. Yeah.
Found here.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Tab sharing is actually sucks because some of the
either
website
you share the whole screen.
Yeah.
Then this.
You know what? I'm going to open a new window and share that instead. It's getting a bit stupid.
And something to be warning is that if you have kids, pets, you have to keep them away because things can get really hot.
Yes. It is a hot glue gun. Remember that.
Yeah, hot glue gun. And in order to make things stick, this is the original. The first one is the one that available here as well. So this one is available for 700 ringgit.
Right.
It's a very small form factor which you can carry around.
Yes. Then there are one Z-axis. Oh, this is actually interesting. Stepper motor. Even though they say that the head is subpar, you can replace it.
Yeah, the head can replace. Normally they replace to direct drive.
Yeah, as a result, you will go into a rabbit hole. You will go into
it's a rabbit hole of buying a bunch of upgrades.
Yeah, because everything can be changed. It's almost like PC or even cars if you think about it.
It is. That's why I put it. It is like motorcycle for me.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe you don't change the motor of motorcycle all the time.
Oh, I change it.
I know you can.
Some people they change. Actually, they change until what left is the case.
Yeah. So it's like PC actually. It's like PC. You change the CPU and all that. Yep, I know the feeling. It's a whole other thing altogether. So yeah, 3D printers. Interesting will be if you want to. Don't expect to get rich because the Malaysian 3D printer Facebook group is close to shutting down. I think the founder.
I don't know. I never joined. I only joined the specific model Facebook group.
Yeah. The reason is there's too many hype and too many people try to sell 3D printer because of hype. So as a result, the founder closed it down because it's just bullshit.
But I think the shops are the stock they have are pretty good quality. Even because they bought in bulk, sometimes even cheaper than you buy directly from Ali.
Yeah. So yeah, 3D printers.
So Hornet is the
anything-
one that Cytron tried to sell as well.
Yeah.
So go through the list. Every month is gonna be a new recommendation list. There's actually a Excel sheet as well somewhere.
Yeah, so I will put this on the.
Yeah, look at them. The price are pretty cheap these days.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
But expect to spend more. You gotta spend more.
Correct. Correct. So we just add more and more and more. I know the feeling in there through that. It's almost like
these are very small machine should fit.
Yeah. So yeah,
these are really small, big, like 200 to 20 to 20 cm, some of them.
Right.
So pretty small, portable.
Yep. Cool. So anything else on top about 3D printing before we go deeper into rabbit holes?
No, nothing. We.
So I'm going to add one more thing because
nothing much to talk about.
Oh no! I discovered this. I discovered this because I know you're not on. I know you're not. I know you're not in Reddit.
I'm on Reddit.
I'm sorry. TikTok.
Oh,
I know you're not on TikTok. TikTok.
Yeah, I printed a rock Winnie the Pooh.
Nice. Very nice. So, as it turns out, I do not know whether this is the person that created it, but as it turns out, on TikTok, a lot of people create Reddit stories account. Okay, Reddit stories account. What happened is, and it makes sense according to this. Okay,
it's a bot.
Yeah.
To create TikTok videos from Reddit post.
Yeah.
So what does the end product look like?
Right. So let me open anyway. So Reddit short bot. So what happened is you will just repost this video on your TikTok account. So as a result, you have tons of this thing running up there. It's crazy, right?
So how does it look like? I haven't seen these videos.
Oh, you never seen before? Okay, this video is a good example.
Yeah.
Okay, so you will. There's no sound here. No, there's sound. Okay, so first there's sound, but okay.
So where does the background video come from? Where does it come from?
I don't know. It's either a bot playing Minecraft and screen capture, or it could be just that though, because bot running around this thing is easy to do. It's very easy to do, right? So I believe okay. Let's read the docs. Video editing. Disclaimer for fun progress. Okay, I do not know how the Minecraft one works, but it's not hard to do.
You can choose the background. It's a fixed background.
Correct. So how this post work is there is actually a title. So again, that will show this thing on Twitter. On Reddit, which is a comment. Then the choose one. Then each of it will have each of it will have a sound, a person, but you will know that the sound is actually synthetic, as in it's a bit robotic but it's human-like. So they will read this, and that's the Reddit post. Then if you're interested, then you just copy for the next one, then generate the whole thing all over again. It's a cheap trick, to be honest. I'm looking at TikTok and wondering how the hell so many people, why on earth so many people do this? Because I thought it's one account. As it turns out, as I look into it, there's so many Reddit stories account. It's nuts. Then what happened then? I saw that some people I think they actually make a TikTok video of them making stuff. It can be cake, it can be crafts. Then they overlay it with Reddit stories. So yeah, this solved a mystery for me because it's
it's good to know, but I'm not in the platform, so it's good to know regardless.
yeah, it's a subculture, right? It's a subculture thing, right? They never thought about. It's something in the world that I never heard about. So another one that is also interesting that I forget to add is actually DAO-E.
Yeah, everybody talks about DAO-E these days.
So DAO-E apparently have their own language, AKA as we like to say it.
Some might disagree.
DAO-E have ghosts.
Some might disagree. I mean, there's an argument on Hackers News and Reddit, I think, that they disagree.
For that,
and that is another language.
Yeah. Then what is it then? Is it?
No, I don't know. I didn't read through it. It just
yeah. So yeah. So the reason that this is because one researcher found out that with certain word that can consistently get certain result from DAO-E. So which is very interesting. And as we joke about, DAO-E had ghosts inside, from ghosts in the shell. So yeah, it's the world is more cyberpunk than we thought actually. So what next? Runaway AI. You know what I mean? So yeah, interesting stuff. Though DAO-E is very interesting for me for other reason. If they can generate image, then what image is real nowadays? So yeah, so back to the Reddit thing. Yeah, precisely. It's cheap to do. As a result, you see a lot of those. So I should share the source code. Before I forget. So yeah. Two interesting things I forget to share.
Oh, I remember now. The DAO-E things that explains why they look so familiar. Is that it tried to do interpretation of textual data, right?
Yes.
So correct. I remember that Google or Facebook they have an intermediate language.
Yeah.
For translation.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I remember correctly. Is that might be something?
They have a synthetic language because human language is very unpredictable. They need something intermediate to guide them to the right direction. So this they have something like that until recently, and that is before they use transformer to do their work. Are you saying something like that? There is an intermediate language. It's like Esperanto.
I think so. I have no reference, and also I don't remember it.
Yeah, there's something like that, lah. It's the Esperanto, in a way, they simplify the language so that it's easy for computer to learn.
I remember something like that.
It's like Tokipuna.
It's a very interesting language, supposedly very simple language as well.
I can't find the book though. I want to find the book. Tokipuna is.
It's like Tokipuna.
Yeah, correct. It's a very small language.
Yeah.
But I can't find the book. I want to find the book. I want to learn this just because it's funny.
So you can go out and speak this. Like we can speak this, and then what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like body part. Luka, insa, noka, linya. Man, like what? Then we have. Then there's color. Let me find Tokipuna. So because you talk about simplified language for learning. So there's like 120 words. Oh, I need to buy it. This book exists. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's not cheap though. Damn it. Oh, there is a Kindle ebook version. I'm getting it. Oh no, it's not for purchase for me. God damn it. I might buy it though, just because. Oh yeah, why I say Tokipuna is an interesting language. There's this science fiction book that try to they talk about there's an AI experiment in book that try to use Tokipuna to create an alien language. Yeah. Random stuff.
Yeah,
Random
it's cute
stuff.
alien. You cannot be a scary alien because
Correct.
it's pretty cute.
Yes. They don't sell they don't sell the ebook version. I'm sad. I should get it. Should I get
You
it?
should get 2 of this.
No, oh yeah, there's
You
two
need a
of these,
dictionary.
Yes.
Or you just wait for if you're not worried about the Malaysian ringgit value goes down, exchange value goes down, you can wait for the Black Friday sales. Supposedly off.
Yeah, but does the book go cheaper?
Normally you get some sort of deals.
Okay, on the other hand, by the time Black Friday, I pay off all my loan. I should pay off all my loan. I should be able to afford this. I should still keep a job.
Yeah, you see, I'm a hypocrite. I'm the one that bought a lot of rubbish.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Okay lah. But Tokipuna in AI. This is the important one. Tokipuna in AI research. So Tokipuna is AI language. People use Tokipuna to teach AI because it's a simple language, and they use it to teach GPT-3.
Yeah,
so
it's easy. It's because the problem with these languages is that I follow the Esperanto community a bit. Is that all these what do you call it? Conland, constructed language, because they are not natural. They normally retain context really well.
Yeah.
But also they are very hard to speak. So, like they are Esperanto native speaker. They're gonna bastardize the language a bit to make it easier to speak.
I'm sharing this to
I think that is what happened to Latin as well.
Correct. No, Latin is so old. So what happened then is you got Greek, then they bring it to this, so they got a high language.
They try to learn from the Greeks.
Yeah, then what happened then they spread out into different area because Rome got so big. But unfortunately, not everybody can speak Latin natively. They can fluent, but they also have some
I still have the book around. Is that it retains context pretty well as well.
Correct.
But it's so hard to speak that's why it's easier to bastardize it.
Correct. So yeah.
That's why they call like the derivative as vulgar Latin, right?
Yeah, or Pig Latin. Mm-hmm. So it's called Pig Latin as well, which is interesting.
Then you gotta buy all this bullshit.
Yes. My name's Ming. I bought random shit. Just because.
It's totally very serious. Like I'm gonna use it to measure the base of the miniature.
Yes.
Like look at the X.
Yes. Correct. Meanwhile, I'm going to update Bud's Corner. Then I'm going to do a few things. And with that said, thanks for indulging us. We are crazy today.
Yeah, go a bit.
So next week, today. Tristan will be back. We'll talk about books finally.
Yeah. And also, if you guys are around, just tell us what you did over the long weekend.
Yes.
I'll probably still be working there, though.
Yes. And I probably go to buy the Tokipuna book just because.
Then you can teach us all how to speak. And you sound like bunch of this sound like those like Smurf and something language. It just feel like that to me. A lot of repetitive syllables.
Correct. So yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. So goodbye,
Oh,
and we should
okay.
end
Bye. Yeah.
broadcast.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Yes,
See you
I will
guys
update
next
the
week.
notes. Yes.